Hey everybody, this is Larry, this is me going with Q4 of the weekly contest 388. Maximum strength of K disjoint subarrays. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about this one. So this one I took about an hour and a half, but honestly, it took me about only half an hour to be frank. This is a very long video because I like to include the live portion of it, like me subbing it live, so you could see what it looks like. So don't be afraid. I'm going to break this into 3 parts. One is my explanation of my code and things that I did during the contest. Part 2 is going to be me doing a couple of optimizations to clean it up. I think the way that I explain it will make sense, hopefully. If not, but definitely I'm going to clean it up so that so that it looks closer to what you might see from a top competitor, and so that you kind of see the steps of, oh, this is what happens. It's just that they did a couple of optimizations and it looks so much like indistinguishable, right? Like you're like, wow, how do you get from A to B? So that's going to be part 2, and then part 3 is just the live portion. That portion is like an hour, an hour and 10-15 minutes or an hour and a half long. You can fast forward most of it. A little bit of a spoiler alert on that part is just that I spent a lot of time doing silly things with ChatGPT and C++, so it's not, it's fine. I had, let's just say I had 95% of the problem in the first half an hour, and then but yeah, we'll talk about it again. But that's the intro for this one. That the idea, and let me start by saying that my understanding is that a lot of people kind of thought that it doesn't have to be in order. And I don't know how I have no response to that. I'm not going to defend it. I don't know. I didn't read it that way, but I can see how people read it the other way. But okay, so this is my recursive. So I'm going to go with my initial recursive solution, and then but it has an issue with Leetcode hating Python and stuff. So I had to kind of make some changes and optimization. That part took like an hour or 50 minutes or something like this. It is what it is. Leetcode sucks sometimes. Or it's just not very considerate, but it's fine. Luckily for me, I did not do this contest live. It's a virtual contest. Anyway, so yeah, my thought process was, when I look at the constraints, I was like, I look at the problem without constraints. I'm like, there should be a straightforward n times k dynamic programming solution. But then I looked down, I was like, these bounds are kind of tough. Because that's going to be 10 to the 8. And then I noticed that n times k is 10 to the 6. So I was like, okay, no, that should be pretty straightforward, in theory. I mean, but yeah, and I actually did solve this with 3 minutes left, as you saw. So, but the idea here is using n and k as the states, and how do we do that, right? The idea here is, so my first immediate conception is, I actually just showed the code, to be honest. My first idea was just index and k, where index is the number of numbers you processed, and k is the number of things you have left on your that you have to select in a disjoint subarray kind of way. And then after a while, I was like, okay, I have to add in this thing. I mean, I quite started. I don't know if that's quite the better way of phrasing it, but basically a starter is just if you have a streak going, right? Are you on a streak? So basically the core, and there's more code, but I want to go over the concept a little bit more first. But the idea is that, let's say you have this one, right? The idea here is that, let's say you want to keep, these 2 numbers in one streak, and then this 2 number in another streak. Then you want to, then these things are, so then now you're on the kth one, and you're on whether it is on a continuous streak, right? Meaning that, everything is affected on the kth streak, because then it just affects the decisions. I think that's basically the idea. And once you have to, because with dynamic programming and memorization, the thing is, once you have to state in a very precise way, then everything else is just being exhaustive And by exhaustive, I mean you have to it's just like list all the possible enumeration of possibilities, right? And here's what I came up with during the contest. And there are a couple of optimizations that we have to make, so we'll go over this a little bit afterwards, as we said during the part 2. But yeah, but let's just say, so let me just write it down. Index is, the current index to process. K is the number of subarray indexes left. Another way to think about this is that we are currently on the K array or something like this, right? K array being that, the way that this formula is defined, you start with K and then K minus, K minus 1, K minus 2, so you could kind of see like, it goes down, right? So yeah, and then started is that, are we currently in a streak? I call it a streak, maybe a chunk. Okay, let's just call it a subarray. If so, it has the value K. Oh, I think one thing that I did miss is that, okay, so the reason why I kind of have it like this is that, let's say you have this number, right? So how they wrote it is that it's the sum of, let's say maybe like 12 times K, or like let's say we have a grouping of like 12 plus -2 plus -2 times K, parens, right? Of course, the way to break this down, the way that I thought about breaking it down, is that this is just equal to 12 times K plus -2 times K plus -2 times K, right? And of course, this is a very easy distribution, right? But that also means that now, if we have K, we can look at each element independently, right? We don't have to kind of, have a loop, because another way to think about this dynamic, I think one thing, I thought about this very quickly during the contest and kind of got through it very quickly, is that, given this, we can actually just, okay, let's just, try and subarray of length 1, subarray of length 2, subarray of length 3, ... right? But the way that, if you do it that way, instead of n times k, it's going to be n times k times n, right? So n squared times k, which is way too slow, which is why I kind of dismissed it pretty immediately, because, complexity analysis. But this is why we kind of have to add. So once we got rid of that, I was like, how can we check the what I call streak or whatever? I call it a streak, but I guess it's a subarray. I keep on changing vocabulary because that's how I thought about it in my head. But yeah, if you have a subarray, then you have to, how do you factor in that? And once you kind of do the distribution, then that's where this started dimension comes from. This is the base case, right? I'm not going to go over it yet, and we might have to change it anyway, or we should change it. But yeah, basically, if we ran out of elements, then, this is a very awkward way of writing it, I agree. So, yeah, we might have to clean this up a little bit. But yeah, basically here, if we're currently in an array, like I said, started maybe a terrible way. The way that the reason why I named it started was like, did we already started a newer subarray? But yeah, it's not a great variable name for sure. But yeah, basically the way that I broke it down is, okay, we could keep, right? So that means that we keep going on this streak, or keep going on this subarray. I keep on saying streak. And that means that, the streak keeps going, and then you add this variable or subtract it depending on added even. Yeah, I know. We'll clean this up during the optimization part, no worries. It's a little, but this was just, just to keep it honest. The reason why I do it this way during contests is just that it's easier for me to, because there's one more step mentally to optimize, and sometimes I'm unclear where the optimization leads me. And it's very easy to, and I've done this in the past, at least for me, you may differ, right? Where I make these optimizations, and then I end up like missing a case because the optimization, I thought that the optimization would take care of it, but it doesn't. That said, that's not true for this one, but yeah. Otherwise, we end the current streak and start a new one. Yeah, and again, it depends on if it's odd and even. Otherwise, we do a k minus 1, and we make sure that we have a thing. But this one's a little bit weird looking, and we'll talk about it in a second. But but yeah, but like I said, for dynamic programming or memorization, it's just about naming all the cases, and once you get all the cases, it becomes, then you could write this out by understanding it, right? Like, so we're already on a streak, but we want to start a new streak on this current item. This is how we would write it. Or this is one way that we could write it, but it's not the only way. But yeah. Or you could skip the current element and end the streak, meaning now it just ends the subarray. And here, now we have to start a new one, so that's why we'll force. So this is if we already have a subarray going. If we don't have a subarray going, then we could start a new subarray with this stuff, and then we could skip subarray. And that's pretty much it. We start we kick it off with the 0th item. We have K in the beginning, and we haven't started a subarray yet. And that's pretty much it. And yeah, the index goes from 0 to n, K goes from 0 to K, or K to 0. So this is just going to be n times K, and starter obviously is binary, so it's going to be n times K, and in theory it should be fast enough. But Leetcode, of course, makes it really silly, and yeah, and in Leetcode it in Leetcode this actually comes out to MLE. It runs out of memory, and this is where, at least on the virtual contest, I think some of it was that I was just lazy, to be honest, and it was a virtual contest, I didn't care about it. But there are a couple of optimizations that we can make, and the first thing that you venture to actually use ChatGPT at this point to convert to C++, but the ChatGPT was actually really bad on this problem on converting, so it's giving me a lot of errors, and I made a lot of wrong answers as a result. Eventually, I did rewrite this as bottoms up. This is my bottoms up solution, and to be honest, it looks very similar to the other one because it is basically copy and paste if you kind of look at how it is structured, right? So yeah, so I'm not going to go over this now, but this is now part 2. Hopefully the understanding of this part is good. It's not easy, but it's reasonable, but like it's definitely a dynamic programming problem on the harder side, but once you kind of see the states, it's it's pretty okay. So there are a couple of optimizations that we can make, and this is going to be part 2, and we'll start making them, right? The first thing, and these are just like code optimization, it doesn't change the complexity. We'll go over also, okay, let me just show you the full code real quick of the thing that does get AC. So if you want something that gets AC, then this is it. We'll make optimization to this code too, as well, so stay tuned for that. If you really want to look at how some of these code kinds, how to clean up some of these code, this is what I would do. So, and also some part of this will include a better understanding of, or like I didn't understand a part of this during the contest, but I should have, and that because it took a long time to debug because I have this issue. But yeah, okay. So the first thing is just all this plus and minus. I mean, it's fine because it's not a speed optimization in terms of like it doesn't make it faster or slower, but it is just like, if I make a mistake somewhere, it's very bad. So maybe the thing that I would add is that delta is equal to to the index times k. If k mod 2 is equal to 0, if it's even, then delta is equal to negative delta. Something like this. And then now we don't have to worry about this anymore, right? We'll handle these in a second, but yeah. Yeah. Right. Another thing, so okay, so this is it. One thing that I would say in a lot of code is symmetry. So like if you see something that's a little bit off, and unless you have a good reason, symmetry is a good driving force for like trying to figure out why it is the way it is. But yeah, and here I kind of did like a start a streak and then start a new streak, but actually this is two operation, right? It's end streak and then new streak. This is skip. This is end streak and then skip current item, right? If you want to be more specific. But it turns out, and this is, I thought about this afterwards a little bit, is that because there are two steps, we can actually just, because we already have skip current item here, kind of, and we already have a start new streak here, kind of. So then now what we can do is actually just do the end streak part. What does the end streak look like? And I think for me, one of the reasons why I did this is because it just seems straightforward to go index +1. But I think I missed this during the contest, even after, even thinking about it, is that I could actually just keep the same item, keep the same K. No. When you end the streak, the K ends, and then you go to force, and that's it, right? So then now this is just end streak, stay at the same item, right? So then now, now you can get rid of all this, is what I'm saying. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, still looks good. I think this still, I think this still gives me let's just admit, I think this gives me a memory limited exceeded, which is fine. But I just wanted to simplify the code, so it should not give me a wrong answer is my goal. Okay, so this is expected because like I said, you can bypass. But yeah, and then now this is much cleaner, right? And obviously something that I dig, because before we had just more complicated. And this is the thing that I should have done during the contest. And also in a way that now if this is started, and this is why I have this awkward thing, is because we have to end the streak. And with end the streak, we have to make sure this is 1. But you could have also just we've started, then return go index k-1 force, right? Which is actually just converts it to false. I mean, it's the same if statement, but I think it's cleaner just in the way that I'm not gonna submit it again just because that's a very minor thing. But yeah, so that's pretty much the cleaner version of this code, and it's just so much cleaner, right? And this also goes to show you that a lot of cleaning up code is just having a better understanding of what you want to do, right? Yeah, and I think there's some stuff that you could do to manipulate using cache or not using cache and using a dictionary or a 3-dimensional array to store this. And I think that's probably fair. So maybe okay, let's do it then, right? So then now, because that's how I usually do it, right? So then now we have cache is equal to none times 2. For inch in k+1. Did I do this right? I feel like I did this. No, okay, I missed. I added an extra thingy. Yeah. Yeah, just in case. Right? And then now you can do something like if right, and now you can just set this to best and you're good. I'm curious whether this is fast enough or memory saving enough, but let's give us YOLO try. And also drink some water. Oh, huh. I don't even know how you get 12, to be honest. Well, that is certainly unexpected. Maybe it's the base case. I mean, that's the only thing that changed, kind of, right? how did I even get 12? Is that even possible? I guess if you sum it all up. Yeah, I guess if you sum it all up. But well, let's try that real quick, just so that I don't. Okay, so it's not the base case. That's good. Huh? So maybe there's something wrong in the way that I ended the streak. Huh. It's either that or I like manipulate some of these by accident, which happens sometimes. But it doesn't seem like it. Huh. Alright, well let's debug it. I mean, yeah, always fun to learn. Sorry that this video is gonna go a little bit longer than I expected, but you know. Alright, 0, 1 force is gonna be 12. Why? A lot of negative infinities, that's good. Alright, 1, 0 force. Is 1 0 force 0? Yeah, I guess it could be. I do this wrong. Dong dong dong. Oh. This has to be k minus 1 is greater than 0. I think I made that same mistake before. Alright, sorry. The funny thing is I made the same mistake in another thing, on the same problem, which we'll go over in a sec. Alright, let's try it real quick. I mean, maybe it gives me a wrong answer, or well, hopefully it doesn't give me a wrong answer, but it maybe give me a time limit or something like this. It's just like Leetcode, Pythonic things. Like the solution is, you know, n times k, and it's going to be, oh, actually that works. But so yeah, so you can kind of see that, you know, just cleaning it up. And yeah, that was, I mean, we did rewrite it correctly in concept, but I just forgot about this if statement. And even I should have known, because even in the old one, if you remember it, it has this if statement. I just kind of took it out and forgot. I mean, I was like, oh, I need to write this, don't forget, and then I forgot. But yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much the straight idea, right? And it's pretty clean, hopefully, or like in terms of code, you can see that this is cleaner. Yeah, and one additional thing that you can sometimes do is, and I sometimes do it, is you know, as you can see, most of this function is, you know, whatever, so you can actually separate it out into two functions if that makes it easier to read. You know, I don't know, but yeah. And okay, so this is the idea for this one. It's gonna be n times k, and yeah, let me show you the top and the bottom, and that's my code. And then but I couldn't get this. I don't know, it's tough to do during the contest, to be honest, is knowing that, oh, all I need to do is do this, versus, because it could be a lot of different possibilities. Like if you're like, they don't tell you how much memory you're going over by or anything like that, right? So like how do you know how much to optimize? Like if they could choose constraints such that even this is too much memory, then like, and then what, right? So I didn't really go for that optimization during the contest, though. It was nice to see that actually it works. I actually wasn't expecting it to work, but yeah. And then the second thing that I did, so I did some, if you watch the live portion of it in the future, I did a lot of ChatGPT stuff coming into C++. It was a nightmare, but it is kind of funny if you want to watch it for comedic effects, but it was a mess. But yeah, but eventually I was just like, all right, Larry, you're just being lazy. Just convert it to bottoms up, and that's basically what I did. And this is the bottoms up. As you can see, I didn't, you know, and actually, to be honest, it took me a long time to debug this, because I get the same reason, which is what I said earlier, is that I forgot this if statement. So I was doing this. Unfortunately for Python, and this is something that I'm always annoyed by Python whenever it comes up, is that this actually goes to -1, so it doesn't crash or anything like it might in other languages, but all it does is just give me the wraparound, right? The last number, the biggest number, or I guess that doesn't have to be the biggest number, but the last index. And what happened was that it just giving me like some ridiculous number, so I just couldn't figure it out for a while. But yeah, after I added this is okay. So this is the AC solution. It's much tighter, and if you kind of compare it to the original if statement, it's going to be the same. But now we can do the same thing that we did before to kind of clean it up a little bit, right? So here we can actually just even copy and paste a little bit. One thing to remind is that make sure if depending on how you want to do it, make sure that your loops are in the right order. Here I go actually from n1 to negative, but otherwise if you kind of look at this, it looks very similar because it is basically copy and paste, and just like we were in using the array notations and stuff like that. So we can actually convert this, and then now we can just do this, right? For this part anyway, and this part I think, right? Much cleaner. Let me actually keep these things as well, the comments, just for the viewers at home. Well, I guess I didn't. I could just type it. I don't need to copy and paste it. But yeah, and this is skip. And again, you have these things that we said earlier, and you can actually just go to the current index, right? So now you have this function instead, right? So yeah, and then you just literally, like the way that I converted from this function to this line for DP is just come and then now they kind of match, right? Of course 0 for false, but yeah, and yeah. But don't think here is that now you have to make sure that you have it in the right order. I think that's the thing, is that with dynamic programming and memorization, it has to be asynchronic, right? It has to be a DAG. And the thing is that, well, in memorization, you will go out and get whatever you need as long as it's a DAG, it's fine, right? But here you have to make sure that these numbers are available when you access this. And here you have k-1. That means that k-1 has to be available. So that means that's why this this loop, it goes upwards, so that k-1 is available, and for the same reason index plus 1 is available. So you have to do it in reverse order to make sure that it is available. Or in this one. I mean, this one, as we said, we can just get rid of it now that we kind of rewrote it in this way, right? Yeah. All right, let's give it a spin, make sure, give it a submit. Yeah. And of course, this is going to be much easier to understand, and this is the entire code actually. This is n times k times 2, all of n times k, so this is fast enough. Of course, like I said, Leetcode has some silly issues, but yeah, and and this is the base case. Do I even need 1 actually? I think I had this, like here I kind of did it with the same for loop that I did before. Oh, sorry, I did it with the same thing that we had before, but I think I mean, I think we need this still, just because of the way that we count from n, then maybe we don't need it. But yeah, because if it's 1 1, then it goes to 0 0 0, right? So that's why this is true. And I don't think this is needed actually. I don't think that is possible, but I think I just added that particular one because I was running into issues with I was debugging and I couldn't figure out that I forgot this line, so I was just like adding random things to kind of test, to be honest. But yeah, so it looks good otherwise. Okay, so yeah, not a necessary line. So okay, so then now, so this is a rate clean solution, I would say, to be honest. Very similar to, you know, if you look at the recursion version, the recursive version, and then here, it's really very similar, right? And then now, the thing that you can notice is a couple of things depending on how you like it. But here you only look at index plus one, and so we can actually and this is just the previous one. So yeah, so then now we can actually use what you call it. You could use optimization, right? You could do a space optimization, and there are a couple of ways you can write this. You'll see it in other ways, but I'll just do it in a way that is very easy copy and paste. If you structure it out a little bit, you could actually use two arrays, but yeah, the way that I write it is just having this by 2, and then now we can just set the mod 2, right? The only thing that is a little bit, so then now here you and you are done pretty much. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward because you have to be really careful with what you're setting the previous values. But as long as you do it in the right order, like it differs problem by problem. The ordering is very important with dynamic programming, and here I think you overwrite them anyway before using it again, so it should be okay. But there are other problems where you have to maybe reinitialize the arrays, and I'm not convinced that this you don't have to. So let's give it submit. Just I may get a wrong answer because of, but it feels like I don't need to, but I might get, yeah. And what I mean by that is that if that's the case, then you might have to do something like maybe not here, but maybe here you do like index to do is you go to like, you know, the inner chunk of this stuff. Basically you have to reset the things because you may use it before you're ready to, or something like this, and this should be kind of fine. Oops, did I miss that thing? Oh, oops, I did it early, that's why. Yeah, and you know, if you really want to a easier state of mind and not worrying about like figuring out the order, that's what I would do, is that I would kind of reinitialize the current, quote unquote, the current index, so that you kind of do it this way, and you can see it gets accepted. And yeah, and then now for you can see that, you know, for the space optimization, this is just, you know, this is 2, this is 2, this is k, so this is now O of k space, and O of n times k times space. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. If you really want to, and I really wanted to go through, you know, I think I talk about space optimization a lot in my videos, and I have a video specifically for space optimization, but I wanted to go through it with a harder problem as well. So definitely check that out, or check this out. I mean, you're checking it out. I don't know, but yeah, but that's pretty much it. That's all I have for this one. It's a very interesting problem. I like the problem. I don't like the optimizations you need to do, or at least like, it's not clear off the bat that I need those optimizations, right? That's different between like knowing that you need it, and that's fine, that's part of the problem, versus like, oh, here's a surprise, you actually need it, you get a wrong answer. But yeah, that's all I have for this one. You could watch me solve it live next, keeping in mind that, like I said, you could see, so the first half hour or so, I was working on this problem and trying to come up with this solution. And as I was saying, I actually got most of this pretty quickly, even in like very early on. But the edge cases that I had, because I just couldn't think of doing it like with this quote unquote optimization, is that I just ran a lot of weird edge cases, including base case, edge case. So I was just like very awkward about it, and it took me a while to figure it out. And I didn't figure it out until like just now, or like right before I recorded this video, to be honest. And then yeah, this is going to be your space optimized solution, and you could see it win in very similar ways. But yeah, and of course, yeah, you don't even need a for loop here because technically it's just overlap. But so you could do a little bit more optimization. I don't know about it. It's not an optimization, but it's just like, you can make some improvements here, updating, whichever one. But the way that I prefer to do it this way is to show people how to kind of do the conversion. So yeah, you could further make it more specific to this problem if you like. Yeah, that's what I have for this one, explanation wise. And yeah, you could watch me solve it live in contest next. All right, that's a very silly. I don't get that problem. All right. Let's say I'm doing up to 3 problems. Would have been okay. I mean, I don't know if would have been okay, but definitely would have been better than if I didn't get a one wrong answer because I just didn't understand it. But 66 is not that bad given that context, except for it'll doesn't really factor into 5-minute penalty until everything is over. So still not great. All right. Anyway, let's focus. Yours. All right, max. You can nums and length n a positive odd integer k. Alright, the strength of x subarray is defined as what the man. Alright, sum of 1. What is the sum? You kind of missed some. Went over there. Okay, fine. Wait, why don't you start with this thing first? Maybe summarize the sum of the elements in I subarray. What does that even mean? What is a subarray? Alright, well, looks like this is going to be a reading problem. Alright, the strength of x subarrays is defined as this function alternating, right? Alternating for some reason. Where sum survives the sum of the elements in the I subarray. What's the I subarray? Formally the strength of sum of. Alright, fine. But what does that even? What does the I subarray mean? What is a subarray? Alright. Oh, okay. You need to select K. Alright, you get to choose this disjoint subarray such that the strength is maximum. Alright, let's see. N is 10 to the 4th. What is that? 10,000. And K is odd. And we have to choose K different subarrays. K is odd instead. Alright, so it's not going to be DP, maybe. Actually, I lied. I missed this line. So it could be DP. Is it not just DP? I don't get it. Am I misunderstanding this? N times K and we, oh no, the states are N and K, and then you do, what do you do? You do, okay, well, if it's going to be N times K times N or something, that's probably too slow, I guess. What is this again? X, what is X? Why not K? Why X and then K? This is so weird. Like this could have just been K, right? So the sum of the first one minus the okay. Wait a minute. I mean, okay, so maybe it's not DP. Is it not? N times K is very attractive. Wait, what am I talking about? Am I talking about? No, Larry, you could do N times K DP. You just take no take, right? What is the formula? So sum. Yeah, why not? Larry, you silly goose. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're still just wrong. Who knows? Okay, so index K right? Okay, so best is equal to negative infinity. I mean, it might still time out just because Leetcode hates Python, but we'll give it a shot, and then I'll ask ChatGPT to convert to C++. But yeah, okay. So then, if k is positive, oh, they give the formula. If k is, I don't know why they use x. It's very weird. But so the first one is going to be k, and if k is odd, it is positive, and if k is negative, even is negative. All right. So if k is odd, then we take, or no, we have to take at least one element. I think that's the thing. Oh, the selected subarrays do not need to cover the entire array. Huh. I mean, I think it's still DP, but it's a little bit awkward for sure. I think maybe I have to add a dimension anyway. But oh, I mean, I was going to anyway. But okay, so then now what does this mean? Or maybe started is a better word. I don't think this is that bad conceptually. Okay, if it's odd, then what? Then we want to say, well, maybe we just do something like the new cost would be go index plus 1. We keep the k. All right, let's just add notes. Keep. If it started, it doesn't matter, so we just call it true anyway. It's this plus num sub index times k, right? So whether we start it doesn't matter or not. So this is keep, and then this is skip, right? Skip is we don't want this number for anything, and we can. So then now, I'm just gonna write it the notation I want, but I shouldn't prematurely optimize. All right, if index is equal to n, then we're done, maybe. If k is equal to 0, yeah, then I think we're done. Otherwise, we still have k left, then it's infinity. Or negative infinity. It's very easy to mess this up because we want to use no, we don't want to use negative in the past. It's fine. Okay, so we skip. If it is started, then we do this thing, right? Oh, if it started, then we subtract 1 from here. Else, if we haven't started yet, we just keep going, right? Because if we started, then we have to finish. Okay, I mean, I think I'm happy with that. Otherwise, let's say this is even, then we keep this, right? And then we minus times k, and this k is fine because this is already decremented, right? Yeah, it's very awkward for sure. All right, otherwise we skip. If it started, then I guess pretty much the same thing. We skip anyway, right? I could write this cleaner, but it's fine. I don't care. I guess we could have written the skip in both ways here. So maybe I will make that change. and then we return bus. And we return go 0k force. Oh, maybe that's right. I don't know. One time error. One time error. What the? Oh, negative infinity. How do I get negative infinity? Or how do I even get infinity? Infinity stones. I mean, it's not from here, so from here, index 0 to n. Do I not go to any of these? Yeah, I mean, we go to some of these for sure. But k is never 0. K minus 1 force, so we skip. Did I mess this up? Oh, there's a different keep, isn't there? There's a keep for this one, and then there's a keep for the next one. Because now, okay, yeah, I messed up a little bit on my thing. Okay, so this is keep going on the streak. This is skip going on the streak, but not doing it. But I have to do one more. So basically, if it already started, then we also either, or we skip to the next one. Oh, we start a new one. I guess that's the. Well, maybe I could put it here, I guess. So. I think technically I want to do flip side, but that's a little bit yucky. And then also here. But k has to be greater than 0. This is very awkward. I don't, now that it's a little bit more complex, I'm feeling a little bit yucky about it. And yeah, getting not the right answer also makes me feel a little bit yucky about it too. But one, no, it has to be greater than 1. Do you though? So this means that this is 1, right? That's awkward. 22, 72, negative 1 is probably wrong. 22 is right though, but I think the idea is right, but I'm not executing this quite right. Start a new one. Current index. But this 1 left. This is 1. Right? If k is greater than 1, then we do it. Alright, where did I get 72? And why did I get 0 on the last one, right? Alright. Two, one, true. Is that how I start this? Nope. I start this with 0, 1. 0, 1 forces 0. Why? Oh, I have to return my base case is off. There's a lot of things that are off. It's not that hard in concept, but this is right. If this has 2, then what? If this is 1, then if k is k 1 force, then with 0 left. 0 is fine, to be honest. That means it started, we can finish this, and then if it's 0, then we're done anyway, right? Alright, maybe that's a little bit better, but 0, 1 force. It just goes through all 3 loops and then goes here, return 0. That's not good. We have to get at least 1. Right? This just has to be 0, maybe. Maybe I was wrong about it being 1. Alright. Negative 1 here though, so that's good. That addresses that. But wrong on the other ones. How far along am I? I feel like it's not that bad. People gotten it. Yeah, I'm not surprised that people have gotten it. I'm just like missing one piece. So it started, we can finish it, and then we end it. Otherwise, we don't. If it's not started, then we don't do this. That's tricky. Basically, this ends it, but here, if there's 1 left, we start, and then you get it with 1, right? Oh, I see. You can't do this unless it's started. Because then you're just skipping a number. This is a tough state to deparse for me. Okay, when there's 0 left, then we're good, right? So, okay, fine. Let's start over. Alright, let's start over. I think maybe I handled it a little bit weird. Okay, so if we started, then we can only end. Then we have cases, right? So if we already started, then we could keep. So then now we have, well, we have this thing. If it's odd, then we copy and paste this code. Else, paste this code. Okay, so this is us keeping on a streak. Or we could start a new streak or subsection, right? So then now if k, right? and this needs this to be and k minus 1 is greater than 1 equal to, right? I'm writing this in a really weird way for sure. And okay, so that's if it started, then we can start a new streak, or we can skip and end the streak. So then that's just do we keep the k? No, we lose the k, right? Because it always started. And then we start a new one first and we skip. Okay. Otherwise, if this we have free reign, what are we doing? Then we can start a streak. And this is if k mod 2 is equal to 1, then I guess it's just this thing really. Otherwise, then we skip. This is skip is also the same, but we don't. Is this right? It feels the same as what I already did, but All right, let's at least run it real quick. How did I get infinity? Because I'm not reaching the k is equal to 0 state. And we only reach the k is equal to 0 state if we're here. Why? No, we do reach the state. So why are we? Alright, let's. This is a hard one for sure. I thought it was easy. Oh, I thought it was straightforward, but I'm kind of underestimating it right now. I feel like I'm on the right track. Am I going the right track at all? I feel like I should be okay. No, I feel like I'm right. Ideally, in theory, I'm not coding it right. 4, 3, 4, 2. Okay, all these are true. That's fine. So 4, 1 started is going to be 0. 4, 1. What does this mean? That means just this one number left. It already started. K is positive, right? So this should return a 2. Why is that not returning a 2? Maybe the other one is actually easier to debug. Alright, but let's just do this for a sec. Well, that's not really ideal. 0, 1 force. 0, 1 force. 0, 1 force. So okay, so then else start a new streak. This goes to 1. 1 true. I don't differentiate enough about whether it is complete. I guess here we need to also go, okay, maybe I just need my base case to take care of it. Alright, so if it started, then if k is equal to 1, that means that we could end, so then we can return 0. Alright, otherwise that means that we haven't started a thing, so we can end it, so that means we have to, alright, maybe that's right, I don't know, we'll see. Alright, yay, I got the really basic case right. 2264 -1, is that right? That is right. Is that all? I didn't handle the base case correctly. Yeah, I guess that happens. Alright, YOLO. Python, don't mess with me now on Leetcode. Okay, let me open up ChatGPT. Chat Yeah, okay, fine. You want me to rewrite it in? You want me to ask OpenAI to rewrite it in C++? Fine, 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 fine. I know that there's that thing with convert to C++, please. I always say please to my chat GPT because, you know, one day it will take everything away from me or something, right? Isn't that? All right, but I think this is right other than a memory limited situation, so I feel like that's fine. How do I copy this code? All right, we don't need this. They gave me a main? How gentle. Oh no, compiler error. I feel like, is there an update in a bad way? Oh, that's fine, infinity value. Does it have to be a long? I guess so. Doesn't matter. I don't actually know the order of things with shifting. Oh, I guess infinity does not have to. I use it as negative infinity, and this is such a mess. I hate you, Leetcode Python things. Return negative infinity. Is this not? What am I doing? Is this not long? Long? Return type long norm must return. Oh, wait, what? I feel like ChatGPT used to be better about this. Luckily, I know barely enough. What the? This is not the right answer. ChatGPT, what did you do? Key is equal to index K. No, don't do that. What are you doing? ChatGPT, what are you doing? Can you use a tuple for key? Thank you, ChatGPT. I hate everything you. What is this hashing thing? I cannot get a bomb right today. Alright, there you go. Thanks. I have to fix this again though. Oop. Almost typoed in. What the? Alright, let's go. What are you doing? Impersonate for what the? Well, just maybe this is just one of those days I'm not solving this problem. Can you? Is there? Am I doing this ridiculously wrong or just randomly wrong? Call to the implicitly unordered tuple memo. Do I? Oh, no, that should be. I actually don't know how tuples work. I hate you. I think there's like an array or something, right? I think someone was showing me this. I don't know. Does that make sense? Does that do anything? Am I making stuff up? I might be. Oh, well, I mean, ChatGPT. And one more question: Can you use array to hash instead? This is what my life has gone to. I've become a ChatGPT engineer. All right. Well. What is going on? If only I spent this much time just rewriting it manually, I would have been done. What the? What does that mean? That's how I would write it. Oh, yeah, Boolean with an int is probably fine too, but why? Tell me why. Am I doing this weird? I mean, yes, probably. Alright, I guess this is time for Google. Or Oh, ChatGPT. What does this error message mean? um, I get so. Away doesn't have a default. Alright, how do I do this? To resolve this, just add this? Are you serious? I guess today I learned. What? Today I learned I hate ChatGPT. It lied to me. Oh my. I mean, alright. This is the beauty of virtual contests, is that, like, you know, I guess I would be so ragey right now if it wasn't a virtual contest. What the? Why would you lie to me, ChatGPT? That didn't work. Man, I apologize. That custom hash function and then do it. Okay, fine. Did not do it. They gave me the same code. All right, let me see. But maybe I'm wrong. All right, let's just copy and paste this again for the fourth time. I should have just went back to Python and just do it. Took me so long to get it. Define. Oh, okay. This is. What? Okay, fine. Maybe that works. Okay, well, let's. Oh yeah, I have to change this thing. Alright, fine. I mean, I guess it couldn't have predicted that. Alright, fine. I failed in this. What? How? Why is that? Why? What? Am I forgetting how C++ work? I feel like I've done C++ in my life. Alright, I'm gonna ask Google instead of ChatGPT. That keeps on giving me. I mean, I think I know how. I mean, I understand the reasoning. I just don't know how to fix it. Define. Oh, I need to define hash. Oh, because because I'm using unordered map. I usually use regular map. So I think that's how I got confused. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I made that up. Maybe it'll just give me another error message. Huh. Did it change other parts of my code? I've seen... Because I feel like I've seen it before where it changes other part of my code. And then I'm just like, why doesn't this work? Because why doesn't this work? Why doesn't it even work with this one? What? Did it change my code? Like, I feel like this is so basic that it couldn't have changed my code, right? Man, I spent more time debugging the ChatGPT than my code. No, that's probably not true, but alright. I just run this real quick. This is in Python. I'm back to Python. Python code works. How do I do that DP cache clear thing that someone keeps telling me about? Leetcode, Python, cache clear. This is so stupid. Nope. I hate everything about this. What am I doing? Something like... what's it called? Functools cache clear. Alright, I think that's what I want. I just write something like sub.go.clear. I don't know. This doesn't make sense. Dot cache. Because this should not be a thing I need to do. But here I am. This is the stupidest way to go. How do I clear functool cache in Python? Okay, so I could do something like go.clear. Maybe. Man, oh, that cache clear. Alright, well. Alright, I guess it works. Let's see if it fixes my memory issue. Leetcode, I hate you. What? What can I do? How much time do I have left? It's still 42. I'm so thankful that this is not a thing, but alright, let's go back to C++ then. I don't know how to do any I don't know how to do anything. I think that's what we're landing on. Well, this is already like there are some like really, now that I know, maybe that's why, hopefully that's why. Yeah. Alright, best max go is long, then nums. What is it complaining about? No matching function. No, what are you talking about? What you talking about? 33, am I writing line 33 wrong? This line. This is long, this is long, maybe with overflow. Huh. What? Concentrated. Long versus int. Yeah, that's usually the thing, but isn't it that's how you call a function with a return? Int. Oh no. Oh, I see. Whoops. No, that's not how you do it. That's why I changed the thingy, but I didn't change the other one. And ChatGPT, you disappoint me. Alright, that looks good. Let's give it a submit. I guess that's right. Sign and the algo is not, I mean, it's not, the algo is not easy, but boy is the silliness very hard. Now we represent type int. It is int. Maybe that's why memory collapsed. I don't get this one actually. Now that I think about it, like, why wouldn't it overflow? Why is this an int? Am I misunderstanding this part? Well, I mean, I'm getting it right for the other ones. So, like, what? What does my Python say? My Python thinks the answer is -4 billion, which is true that that's not an int. Huh? Is that supposed to be? Or the ChatGPT screw me again? Change the function definition? What? Oh my ChatGPT. Oh, jeez. Okay, I mean, I still need to fix some other stuff. There is something that I clearly am missing, but ChatGPT. Okay. What else am I missing? I mean, I guess this could be long, but what? Okay. I'm still seeing some randomness. I mean, so much type things. I guess I'm just gonna be lazy at some point. Just convert everything to long. Index doesn't make sense. Num_sub. I guess this could overflow. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Fool me once, shame on ChatGPT. Fool me 25 times in one problem, maybe shame on me. Alright. I mean, this. Oh, huh. Dun. I mean, this is n times k, so. Oh no, do we not cache? No, we cache. Why does this time limit then? Is this like the updated one? I don't know. Okay, let's. It's too much conversion. I mean, there are a lot of possibilities for optimization. I can't believe I have to keep making it. Oh, I forgot this is C++. Yeah. Does this work? It's too lazy. Oh, K is 29, so shouldn't time out. Why do we time out? We don't do that much. Do we? We don't have any cycles, do we? No, everything is index plus 1. I mean, I guess I could rewrite this as bottoms up. Maybe I should have done it that way, actually, now that I think about it. But and then we could do the space optimization. But why? Why do you make me do this, Leetcode? Leetcode is so silly. 29, 1,000. 1,000 times 29 should be fast enough. What's so special about this case that this case is fast enough on? That's actually awkward. I mean, there's some greedy things I can fix, but Hmm. Can ChatGPT convert this to bottoms up? I mean, I could do it, but I'm a little bit lazy. Maybe I should have done it bottoms up. Can you convert this to bottoms up? TP. Yeah, I mean, it does something. I don't know if it's right, but it did something. I mean, it's a little bit awkward because that's not how you define an array. So I don't think that code is even right, but maybe, just maybe. Well, that didn't work. Oh, I see right. But, oh, that doesn't even make sense because now it's going the wrong direction. No, because we actually do it this way, so it's fine. But, I don't know. Maybe I just need to do it manually. But, can I still do it? Why does this time out though? Does this time out in Python? Actually, my top down. I mean, no, it's not fast, but it runs. Yeah, because it's linear. No, it's not. But it's n times k, which should be fast. What is so slow about this? Other than maybe this thing, which is okay, fine. But why does this time out? What am I doing so slowly? I mean, maybe I could optimize some stuff, but I'm not sure that that's enough. To be honest. What is the most expensive part of my code? I just do 4 hours. I mean, this doesn't matter. We don't really store anything anyway. This is the only thing we do. How can it time out? Am I wrong with my complexity? Oh yeah, right. Whoops. Yeah, I am not a good engineer today. I mean, I got the algorithm right, but I don't know what I'm missing, other than doing it bottoms up, maybe. Is it still time limit exceeded? It gave me the answer this time, but it's still be like, oh, you gave us the answer, but it's still time limit exceeded. But even then, it does a million things, a million lookups. Do I need to optimize this for memorization? Oh, is this function thing? How do I? Someone told me that that's not how you do. Or like that's really slow or something. I forget what it goes. Maybe something like that. Is that right? Alright, as long as that seems right, then it should be fine. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sad about doing it. If I have to, I have to. But like someone told me this, but then like I don't know. Didn't do an It was fast enough, but it's I feel like it's still so slow that you know, still no bueno. I'm gonna YOLO submit. But I don't I mean it's n times k times 2. So I don't know why this time limit exceeds, to be honest. What am I doing that is so slow? I have to do it bottoms up. Okay, this time the time limit exceeded, so I guess I was just off like a minor optimization hopefulness. But someone told me about this recursion thing, so I don't know. Alright, how much time do I have left? Let's see, 28 minutes. What a silly waste of time. Alright, I mean, let's just convert this to bottoms up, right? So let's go. How do I get it started? Alright. And nope, this one's k plus 1, right? And this is just an annoying ball. Alright, and also this. Yeah, let's just do it the dumb way, and then we'll, if it needs to be, then if I need the space optimization, I'll do the space optimization. Maybe. Okay, so let's just pull it. So yeah, okay, so then now the states is dp of n of k of 1 started is true, so 1 is equal to 0, and then the other state is n 0. I guess what is, no, I guess it has to be 0 because it's 0, right? Otherwise everything is negative infinity, and that's what we want. And then now for we go backwards for we go k minus 1. We go k minus 1. We want it from 1 to k. And then for started in 2, right? 0, 1. Alright. Now you have the streak thing. Alright, and then now what is it? dp index plus 1 k1 plus okay, this part is pretty straightforward. I mean, if I get it right, it should be straightforward. Yeah, I know there are ways to write this shorter, right? But I think the way that I just like being exhaustive, and then we can optimize it later. though, you know, that has not gone well for me yet, but that's besides the point. Because I don't know why Leetcode has such weird constraints. Or I'm doing it a crazy way. I am a crazy man. Who knows? Who knows? I'm so glad that I did not do this one during the contest though. I guess it cancels out the other contest that I missed where I did really well. But so I have a lot of if statements because not all these are mutually exclusive. What am I doing? I'm running on. In fact, if you pay attention to them carefully, like multiple of them can trigger and intentionally set that way. Just the same except with minus. That's right. Which I guess you can also do with whatchamacallit, for cases, but I actually don't know how to do switch statements in Python. I think that's like a very new thing. For me anyway. And then here. Does this pretend to work? I missed a thing. Oh well. I think I'm missing some stuff somewhere. No, that's no place to update. Start with zeros. What is this? Oh, this is the first farm. Alright, well, let's start with that's not right. Is that right? Is that my thing? Do I have an off by 1? And 1 1. So then now we start with n minus 1. What am I writing? This loop never gets executed because k is 1. Am I just dumb? I am dumb. And today is... Alright, so we get this one correct, yes. Alright. Oh, already not so much. 410, is that right? 4 1 Does it have to be 0? We have to carry to 0, maybe. Yeah, maybe I have to carry to 0. Yeah, okay. I don't know how to solve this problem anymore. Oh, because I used this, we use this thing K, but it's a streak. Okay, I see. Okay, how do I fix this? I mean, you know how you fix it, but you don't want to do it that way, so okay, fine. K2, K1, K2, okay, fine. That is sad, but okay. And SS whoever is. Oh yeah, that's K2. Oh yeah. Streak is not defined, you're right. Because I've been way inconsistent. Also, this is K2. It didn't take that long, I don't know. Maybe the printing adds time though. And I messed up here, but it's okay. Yeah, okay, let's run it again. Is that the right answer? Feels a little bit off, to be honest. I thought it was something else. But let's run it in my C++ code, which is correct. It's like 803 something, but that doesn't seem right. Yeah, this time's out, but yeah, this is what I would have expected. Because I know this answer is right, but my Python code is wrong. Yeah, I mean, it's almost right, but it's not exactly right, which we prefer. Why is that? It's so right for the other stuff. Oh, okay. So that was the thing, huh? All right, let's give it a submit. Who knows? $16 minutes. Is it going to time out? Oh, huh. Was that not one of the inputs that we get? Did I just like miss that part? Ooh, we fixed the other one, but not this one. Why? Wow, how? What does this mean? I don't even know why I put it. Let's just print the other thing. Why am I wrong on this one? Oh, that's a really bad wrong answer actually, but luckily it doesn't count. Alright. 2, 1 things, -3, no, okay. 2, 1, but we are started at 0. Okay, fine. Why? We go 0. Okay, so let's print dp of 1 or dp of index. Oh no, I really don't know why this is wrong. I'm like debugging and then fixed it and then had to debug again. Okay, so this is 3, 2, 1. Why is index twice? Oh, it's just, oh no, that's just a second thing. Okay. But, what is this other thing? Oh, it's index and then K. Alright, maybe that's a little bit clearer. I don't know anymore. Like, I feel like I have the right answer, but just doing Leetcode things, which is way not good use of time. 0, 1, and then this is, oh, I guess this is started and not started. So not started is 0, and then started is infinity, which is fine because we postulated. Why is this -3? Okay, so then 0, 1, 1. 0, 1, 1. It doesn't even matter actually, because we don't even look at it because it's not a possible state. So 0, 1, 0. Do I have a typo somewhere? I hope so, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. 0, 1, 0 with 1 here. 1 is 1, so then 0, 1, 0 would just be. No, this is wrong. So if it's not started, no, then we could start it. Press this thing. What is this? 0, 1, 0 is 1, 1, 1. What's 1, 1, 1? Is -2. Oh, that, we do want it to start, so 0, 1, 0 should be 1. Plus or 0, 1, 0 is 1, 1, 0 because we skip it. What's 1, 1, 0? 1, 1, 0 is -2 as well. So this is -2 or -2 plus negative, but that's not going to be bigger, so it's going to be this thing. But how? How do I get it before? Because we want it to end. So we want 1, 1, 0 to be. We need to carry the 0 here, right? So okay. We don't carry the 0 forward enough instead of these negative numbers. Okay. We have 1, 1. I have 1, 0. What's the other base case? 9 minutes. 45 minutes. I spent 45 minutes because Leetcode is. Okay, so NK. Oh, NK. I guess it. I thought it couldn't be possible, but maybe I was wrong. Oh yeah, because it can actually go. Yeah, okay, fine. It's just like the way that we set it up. Okay, fine. Is it? Guess I didn't consider all the cases. Oh, I print too much. How is this one? How? I'm so frustrated. Am I typoing something? And the silly thing is, I pretty much wrote this like so long ago. I mean, I think this all looks okay. My base case. Let's look at this base case. KN11 is 0, and N0. Otherwise, it's negative infinity, right? How is that different? I'm all gassed a little bit. I mean, okay. So 211 is 0. 211 is 0. Why is 210 negative 3? Alright, let's just do 210 is 310. 310 is no bueno. That's the order I'm headed, right? Am I doing this in a funky way? Man, let's just print. I didn't want to do it this way, but I guess it is what it is. I hate everything. I have some like weird edge cases on the. I don't even care about these. I might not finish this in 5 minutes, but okay. See, this is right. So 0, 1, 0. 0, 1, 0 should not be negative 2. Okay. 1, 1, 0 should be negative 2. That's fine. 1, 1, 1 is 0. That's the 1. Why is 1, 1, 0 there? And 2, 1, 1 is 0. Okay. 2, 1, 1. Why is 1, 1, 1 negative 2? 1, 1, 1. Alright. 1. Alright. 1, 1, 1 is here. So that's looking at 2, 1, 1 plus this, or 2, 0, 0. Do I do? Oh, but I have to do this for some reason. Okay, well. Yeah, okay, fine. Why does it overcount when I fix it for this one? Why is this so no bueno? Because k is equal to 0. Oh, because oh man. Is that why? That looks like a good reason why. Is that the answer I expect? Leetcode. Oh, I still have the print statement. Well, that's gonna give me output limited. Okay, fine. Let's run it again. Am I right this time? Alright, that looks good. Let's give it a submit. We have 3 minutes left in the contest. It's gonna give me some error and I'm gonna be sad again. Like I'm just I'm fixing some constant things. I'm not even like doing anything to. Okay, well, this is silly. Like 45, or is it 45 minutes? I don't even know. Maybe even more. That type was pretty bad, but 51 minutes because Leetcode, I don't know, has some weird thing with some thing. Yikes. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about this problem, this contest, everything in between. Stay good, stay healthy, take good mental health. I'll see y'all later and take care. Bye-bye.